That intro video. Oh, we're on. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Danny, thanks for having me.
Hi, Gail. Always. You're always welcome, except when I forget. It's St. Patty's Day.
That's right.
I've been drinking since 5 a.m.
Yeah, right. Drinking coffee, maybe.
Drinking coffee. And I even forgot it was St. Patty's Day. I didn't have green on.
I know I made it up and put some green on. I said, I can't believe you forgot St. Patrick's Day. Happy
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day to everybody.
Happy St. Patty's Day. I know. I'm just a little bit Irish.
Well, I don't know how much Irish I have in me. Mine is all Scottish.
Yeah. Hey, so do ETs celebrate St. Patty's Day?
I think they do, well, like on the hybrids, especially the gray hybrids. They find any reason to celebrate.
That's kind of like me.
And then, it's different. The spacious one I'm on, the Ashtar Medical one, the hybrids, there's so many of them that are more human-like that do celebrate those things. And when I'm on the Athena, there's a species that parties all the time. And when I was in charge there, I would never go in that room. I would just walk by and go, oh, y'all have fun.
Okay, so I'm going to bring my 3D awareness to partying. And so when this group gets in there and they get partying and they get a little cray, and maybe it's just a little too much, do they have like fights break out? And
I don't stay around. I'll walk on by. That's Vegas in there.
Vegas. So it just stays there.
It just stays.
Whatever happens, it stays there.
Yes. I don't tread. I don't go in. If they contain it, so be it.
Yeah. And what do they do? We talked about this last show. What do you think they're drinking in there, or smoking, or imbibing in? Is there something that raises or drops their conscious level a little bit so that...
I don't want to know in that room.
Okay. Because it's Vegas, Danny. It stays in Vegas.
Right. So I don't know. I know they're drinking. I don't know if they're smoking or pills or anything else is there, but I know they're drinking. You can see it splashing everywhere.
It's splashing.
Yes. So, but yeah, I don't tread. I didn't tread. I just thought, as long as it didn't spill out of that room, it's okay.
Yeah.
Nobody comes out injured that I know of.
So nobody comes to you for healing?
Well, they can come for you for healing, but on the Athena, I wasn't the one that was doing the healings. I was more in charge of the medical and the military. So I wasn't as much hands-on there as I was more of a manager or whatever, looking over, making sure everything was being done.
Yeah.
That was part of walking by there and don't want to get involved.
Right. If I was in that room, I'd come to you and go, I got a headache. Help me, Gail. My head hurts.
We'll probably go to the medical facility and the medical part. You wouldn't come to me. You would come to me, but they would. They would find a nurse or whatever, probably.
Nurse Ratchet, probably. Oh my gosh. Well, hello. Hey, White Dragon. I would not go to White Dragon. He'd probably chop my head off. Here, I fixed it. No pain now.
Animal House in Space, yes. In that room, that one room, yes. And, White Dragon, they look more like reptilians in there. They're a type of reptilian species. Probably more dinosaur-y looking, but it's not just one species, but there's more of the reptilians.
Yeah.
Hey, Nancy Jean.
Hello, Nancy.
White Dragon said he quit drinking years ago.
That's why he would cut my head off. because you're a bad alien.
So,
It's funny.
so what are we talking about today? Danny.
I know. I was just kidding. So this has been Mercury retrograde ish time. I'm surprised we're even on. To tell you the truth, I'm surprised the computer hasn't glitched out.
Well, I hear a thunderstorm heading my way, so
Oh, so there's time.
yeah.
So and we are in a little mini storm. So nothing bad, but it feels so. There's a couple of things that I wanted to like throw in, and I know that you don't like, you don't do politics.
No, no.
So we're just going to have a moment of silence then. But you did have something that I do want you to pull out. Not yet, I don't think.
Yeah,
So there are some things that in this crazy 3D time that we are in, and we were talking about something before the show started about how when we as we are in our when we come down into our earth bodies, we are being crammed into, like, for women a girdle, for men a
Speedo.
speedo that's maybe 2 sizes too small.
A Speedo. I said a Speedo. Yes, I discovered that a couple of shows ago that we leave. Well, we first off we leave our bodies every day, every night because we need to stretch them out. We need to get out of our human bodies. Our human bodies are very confining. So we require all the sleep that we require because we have to go out of our body and stretch out. And then when we come back in our body, for women, it's like going back into a girdle, and men, it's more like going into a Speedo, and it's just not very comfortable. So
Yeah,
we get out of it at nighttime or whenever we're sleeping. That's when we're getting out of it.
yeah, yeah,
And I,
yeah,
and I suspect sometimes when we're taking a nap, or when we feel like we can't hardly keep our eyes open, that might be we really need to get out of it at that moment.
right. And that's been happening to me a whole lot. Not that I want to get out of my body, but that, it's just like, oh, I got to take a nap
Yeah.
now. So, and I don't know if it's the energy in my space because I do politics, which is so heavy and negative. Reading on that, um, but I don't know if it's that or if I just need to get out of this earthly body, which I think it's tandem. It's both.
It is both. And also, you're going out learning a lot when you go out of your body. So there's a lot of education happening and training when you go out of
Yeah,
your body. And especially if you're coming back with some symptoms like Ascension symptoms, nausea, dizziness, those kind of things, you probably have been on a spaceship or somewhere out in the universe that has kind of messed with your frequency and your energy. So you have some 3D physical symptoms from that.
yeah. And so we had talked about this before when I had extreme vertigo and
Hmm.
getting a lot of information. Now, not so much the vertigo. And it feels like when you said that, I go, yeah, well, I'm just getting more used to
Yes.
being up there and coming back and forth with it. I'm still not remembering though.
Right.
Um,
Mine shows up as nausea and flu-like symptoms, and
mm,
it's been quite a long time since that's happened to me. But I mean, it does occasionally happen, but not like in the beginning. The beginning, I've spent I don't know several weeks and it never got better for like a month. I had to eat bread for a long time.
yeah, right.
So yeah, it does affect you.
Mm. So, um, hmm. Yeah, I it just, I'm I'm working on remembering putting the Speedo on. I'm like, okay, I got to put the Speedo back on. I don't want to put the Speedo back on. Put the Speedo on. And I'm trying to remember.
It's a full body Speedo.
Oh, God. And I understand that too, because as a diver, I would, when I was a new diver, and it was interesting because the guy who owned the dive shop was a wetsuit guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's two types of wetsuit divers. One, and this is just a little diving joke that people will find stupid, but those who pee in their wetsuits and those who lie about it.
I
Only
peed in mine. It was so warm.
see, so you don't lie about it. You're a truth teller. I switched to a dry suit,
Oh,
and there is two types of people in a dry suit: those who do not pee in their dry suit, and those who do not pee in their dry suit.
I can't imagine doing that in a dry suit.
Oh, your feet get all squishy. No,
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
sorry. But putting on that wetsuit, especially after a dive, there were certain, and there's a correlation here. It was really, really hard as you're stretching that suit on. However, there were some suits that you could soap up. And well, who's that? Are you frozen?
We disappeared there. On my
Oh.
end, we disappeared. We didn't disappear on your end?
No, I think you froze, and then I heard you talk, but your mouth didn't move, and I go, "Who is that?"
Yeah, on my side, it just totally went blank.
So anyway, there's a way to put on these suits easier, that we don't have to fight so hard with it. And what would be what do you think the biggest fight is, block that we as 3D have to opening up to our galactic lineage, friends, guides? What's the biggest block that we may have?
Like saying talcum powder.
Yeah,
The block is fear.
fear.
Yeah, fear.
Okay.
Fear of the unknown.
I'm scared.
You were very scared in the beginning.
Very scared now.
Well, it's so that, there's a lot of undoing of beliefs that you have from your childhood, so there's some obstacles to overcome on that, especially if you had
Yeah.
a very religious upbringing.
Oh boy.
The ETs, bringing in ETs and there's other dimension, that's something different. Where do, their mind goes, where do I categorize it? I've been only talking about angels and God and Jesus, and all of a sudden there's other things. I'm not so sure about that. It must be evil.
Must be.
Must be evil.
Yeah. And I saw some show, I don't know, it was some ET show, and it was this evangelical father with two kids, and he saw a spaceship, but he was very religious, and so he equated spacemen with saints and taught his kids that. And so his kids were all good with ETs coming down because they were benevolent. They were good. They weren't evil and to be feared.
Well, it's true with most of our indigenous people.
Oh yeah.
They're all okay with it.
Yeah. And we are all not.
Yes.
We're like, oh, the red man, bad. Anyway, I don't want to go there because it infuriates me so much how we destroy so much of this ability to receive knowledge that is for the benefit of all, because we're afraid of it.
Yeah.
So, white dragon. Yeah.
Oh, Danny is still scared. No, he's not scared. You really have way opened up. You have let go of a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff. And a lot of it was, because I grew up very, very Catholic.
Right.
I'm a recovering Catholic.
Yeah, you were struggling with that in the beginning.
Oh yeah, and now I'm okay with it, and I'm not so okay with the organized religion that we have going on, but in all facets, because it's just all fear based, trying to keep control of things.
Right.
So yeah. One of the things that I pulled some cards here that were pre-show cards, and we had mentioned on this without you even talking about the cards that I pulled. And I was thinking about this morning during my prayer walk, and I was talking to a guy about California in Lemuria, and we were just chatting back and forth in an email. The card that I pulled last night before I went to bed was Lemuria, which I thought I go, hey, did I manufacture that? Which I certainly could have, right? Which is telling me you need to pay more attention in dream time to Lemuria. And I go, well, let me pull another card just to make sure that that I'm getting this right, which is, trust your instincts, right? And I got awakening, energetic upgrades. And this person looks like they're floating in that Lemurian space. And then the third card that I got, because I like threes, was Dance with Life.
Oh, wow.
And we are so, especially when we start digging into the politics that you don't get into.
I pulled away so far from that. I was
Yeah.
in it, probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I was all in it. I was with everybody all angry and blah, 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 blah. And then it was one of the hardest things to break free from was getting away from that. And now it feels natural, and I find myself pulling further and further away from it, and just only depending on the headlines and to see, okay, is this headline going to be here tomorrow or the next day, or
Yeah.
how is this? Oh, it's not here in 2 days.
Yeah.
So I have just pulled way away from that,
Yeah.
And it was hard. I mean, I'm not real sure how to describe it. It's almost an addiction.
Yeah.
That got the adrenaline going with that anger and wanting to be mad at somebody. There is some kind of, I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's hard to pull away from it. It is hard.
Yeah.
Because when you're in it, it feels, if you have that adrenaline, you've got that adrenaline going.
It's addictive the way that it is being presented. But the third card that I got was Dance with Life. Do something to change the energy, which, instead of like getting all focused on, and Nancy, Jean had a good thing to do. She goes, if you get a headline that triggers you, write it down and then put it on in a file box or something. Come back to it in a week and see if it's still true.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's probably not.
Right.
And you said, you're not going to make me say this, are you?
Well, we'll go get the backstory on this. It was last week when I was giving information, and they were wanting me to talk about it. Well, anyway, I'll go into it. Anyway, I didn't want to go public with it, and I called Danny and told him what my information was, and he's gone. And I said, I don't know why they're sending this to me, because I'm non-political. I don't know why this is coming to me. And he goes, I know why. I needed to hear it. And, and then I called a couple more people and said something about it, and they kind of dismissed it. And then I called my friend Meg. And she got it right away too. She goes, I got it. I understand. And she immediately changed the next day. And she posts on Facebook all the time. She's
Yes.
real active on that. And so I just still don't understand why I've got the message, that part. But I'm going to go into, everybody's going, oh, what is the message? But this might step on a few toes. So I probably.
No.
It might. Okay. The message was, quit buying into the chaos and fear, allowing one man to control the energy of the world. As light workers, we have the ability to manifest a world we want. We need to wake up, to claim it, and use our abilities. Don't hold yourself back with fear. Think about only what you want. Ignore the fear and chaos. So that was the message. I'm not sure why I'm the one that got the message, but I did. But maybe they were trying to pick somebody who was non-political.
Yeah, maybe. And just to let you know, my toes right now are fine. They don't hurt. You may have stepped on them.
Everybody else's toes are fine.
They're all fine. I got all 10.
Yours were fine when I said the message to you originally. And I was calling going, why me? And I was trying to give you the message so you could say it, but you didn't do that. You didn't fall for the bait.
No, I want them to be mad at you.
Yes. Suzanne, that is what I've been doing. It's so much easier. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
We have been giving this energy to this one person, and it's both sides, all of it, negative or positive. The energy is going to him, and we're allowing that, and we need to stop. We need to stop using that word in our language and start talking about what we want to create and put the energy in that direction.
Yeah.
And that's all. Is so simple, but it's so hard.
It's so hard because a lot of times, as empaths, we feel the pain that what he says and his actions are doing to other people. So we want to try to fix that. But if we focus on what we want, we are fixing it.
We are fixing on what we want, putting our energy there. Because every time, no matter if it's negative, positive, you're thinking about him, you're giving him energy, and he's controlling the energy of the world because of that.
Yeah.
So you've got to take that away from him.
Yeah.
Then things will get better.
And the thing that I get with this card, we are waking up. We're getting energy upgrades a lot this time with and this is another question I wanted to ask before we go into some of the questions in the chat. But I feel like we're really getting energy upgrades more and more and more, especially at this time with the full moon, with the full eclipse, with partial solar eclipse. Things are coming to us a little easier. So we are getting these upgrades, and some of us may feel a little out of sorts, a little scary. Just, it's okay. It's good.
Yeah, Lauren was saying that message has been said by others that are attached to the Lemurians also, Dr. Gail. Yes, he is. Thank you. Both Danny and I are very attached to Lemurians. We were in Mount Shasta working with the Lemurians. We've seen them, been with them, been in the Crystal City. We very much have worked with the Lemurians.
Yeah.
So that just might have come from them. But again, I was just going, why me? Why me? I'm not the political one.
They were putting you in that girdle. Here. What's going on? I don't want to go.
Yes,
But it's really about just, anyway.
Changing your mindset, thinking positive towards what you want instead of letting that man control the world.
So, do our galactic friends, do they have any kind of astrology?
Okay, astrology. I was thinking about what you're going to say, but That's not
What was I going to say?
well, I'm not even going to go there. No, no,
Oh,
no.
come on.
We'll hear about the astrology.
You're going to put some bad thoughts in my head.
Well, I was expecting you to say, okay, I was expecting, what do the ETs think about our politics?
Oh,
I get asked that question a lot, and I'm just going, we are so small compared to what's out there in the universe.
yeah.
I think we're so important. We're only people in the US, in the world, and the universe. And you're just thinking about how big that is, that we are nothing, they're not getting.
Not me, though. I'm not nothing.
Yes. Me included, nothing.
No. So,
Compared to the universe and everything else that's going on, yeah, they're just not that interested.
well, since we're going down here, I mean, I really wasn't going to go there at all.
Well, we
But
don't have to. We can move on. What
no,
we
I want to go to nuclear. What do you think, if, because there's a lot of this talk now going on about nuclear, or do you think that they would come in and say, no, you're upsetting way too much, you start?
They do. It's not like will they? They have.
They have, yeah.
And do. Yes, they will take care of it.
Yeah.
They have. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I get too. So
That affects the universe. That's something that does affect the universe. Our politics doesn't affect the universe, but the nuclear war or the nuclear weapons do.
yeah, right. So okay, so let's get back to, let's leave politics and all that. Thank you for.
Suzanne says they are not that into us. They are into us because they look at us kind of like children, but actually they're not that into politics. Probably would be more like it.
Yeah.
Dwight Dragon saying, Danny, you don't know the half of it. Let's just say that it will not happen. It will not happen.
Well, how does he know I don't know the half of it?
Well, because he's been involved in it, and so have I. We both have been involved in de-arming.
I know the half of it. Anyway, I don't know the whole thing of it, but I know the half of it. So, going back to astrology with ETs, what do you think?
Okay, astrology.
Do they have something that they?
What happens when I hear the word astrology? Blank stare. I don't understand. What are you talking about? That's me in astrology. But I will say, way back on astrology, when I was having such a difficult time trying to learn it, they told me that it was not complete, that we were missing, I think it was two and a half planets that we were missing that affects us. They were just telling me that our astrology was not complete. So they must be kind of into it, but they were telling me it wasn't complete. And it was 2.5 planets. And I couldn't figure out why 2.5 planets, but I guess I'm just going to assume that maybe one of the planets is only affecting us part of the time.
2.5 planets. I mean, obviously we should have an astrologer here.
Yeah. Well, you and I are not the astrologers.
No. And so I think of the half a planet, I go, so that makes sense that it's only around a little bit, or is it an asteroid, or is it
star? I have no idea. I just know that. And then I was also told, like the Starseed Astrology, that they had only touched a little bit of that. That really had to develop. And so, but anyway, astrology is not my forte. I will never claim to know astrology. I have to depend on my astrology friends on that one.
Yeah. We are their cat videos.
You're probably right. Did you ever see that?
Sorry, I don't know why I did that.
Did you ever see the series Orville?
Orville?
Uh-huh. You never? Oh my gosh, Dan, you've got to look for that. Anyway, it's about outer space, and it's funny. And it's a lot of serious things that's funny, but it go all sorts of episodes. But one of the funniest ones was when they actually snatched one of the crew members, and they had a zoo on their spaceship, and the crew member was there at part of the zoo that they had to go rescue. Well, what they replaced it with was a videos of the Kardashians. That was the trade. So in that zoo place, they were looking at the videos of Kardashians. It's really funny. Yeah, Cat Orville.
Orville, thank you. Thank you.
It's hilarious, and it was on Fox, and I've only seen like the first 2 seasons, and then it moved over to Hulu. I think there might be only 3 seasons, but it's real funny because it starts funny in the beginning because the captain of the ship, his co-captain, turns out to be his ex-wife, was the only one that would volunteer. So the whole dynamics of that is just funny. It has some serious content to it also. It takes on some serious things, but makes it in a funny way.
Yeah. I have to check it out. I don't get Hulu. I got so many dang subscriptions, but I'm losing a lot. So maybe I'll pick up Hulu.
Yeah, I don't have Hulu either. And I haven't seen that 3rd season.
Yeah. Okay. I will check it out.
Jill's saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe Danny hasn't seen Orville." Yes, you need to see it. Yeah, it was on Fox. It was so funny. It was like Resident Alien.
Oh,
kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay. We need more of those shows.
Yeah.
From Fox.
It was from Fox, yeah. But as I said, they moved over to Hulu, and it seems like they struggle to put seasons out, but they have a big following.
Yeah. Cool.
You think that they are swatting the screen?
Green.
Okay. So I'm not sure what that means.
I think the ETs are going.
Oh, I've got a storm going outside my house right now.
Oh, is that what's going on? Are you freezing and coming back? Or?
I think that's what they're saying. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, Kat, it tackles. Look at you. Kat says that show tackles some of our modern day issues. Yes. Yes. Because I can remember one of them was our social media. It tackled that. It tackled homosexuality, and it does tackle a lot of things.
Yeah. Cool. All right. You want to ask some questions? You want to answer some questions from?
Sure.
Or do you want to keep rambling? E.T. Ramble.
It's your show, Danny. Whatever you want to do.
My show.
Yes.
It's Mercury retrograde. I had Gail in my calendar twice. 2 different colors. Big colors. I get an email. Are you going to send me a link? And I went.
About what?
Because we were scheduled for before we had to adjust. And yeah. I went, what? I go look at my calendar. I go, oh, don't tell me I forgot. I looked at my calendar. I'm like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so my show has no shape or form to it. It's a ramble. It's a ramble show.
It is a ramble show, and also the people in the chat help us go in directions. But Pauline, I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina right now. Oh, and thank you. I'm glad you like my hairstyle. It is different and new.
Nobody's talking about mine.
Yeah, your hair is always lovely, Danny.
All right, let's see what we got here. Stephanie. Do the Greys have a message for me? Recently discovered they contacted me 3 times. Okay, I'm going to use my Starseed Oracle deck on this. Let's see what they come up with.
My favorite deck.
What's that?
My favorite deck. The Starseed Oracle.
You know what my favorite deck is?
What?
On this show with Dr. Gail. Galactic Heritage.
Oh gosh. Those are the ones I gave you, aren't they?
in Mount Shasta. You said, we're going to do a show from the mountain. And I go, now? I go, she goes, go down to my car and get some cards. And so I grabbed this big box and she goes, oh, those cards don't resonate with me. You can have them. And I went, ooh, thank you. They're good. I love them.
They still don't resonate with me at all. So I'm glad you got it.
Yeah. All right. So do the Grays, Stephanie, do the Grays have a message? Go ahead, Gail.
Well, I'm getting, be curious. So I think they're wanting you to connect with them. And I'm seeing meditation. So they're wanting you to be curious and go down this path, Stephanie. So you're real connected with, and you're still connected with them. It's not like that you just saw them 3 times. They've been with you all along, and I'm getting
Yeah.
a huge on that. They're with you, and there's connect. And I believe I believe you're going to be working with them, or you already are working with them. Let me see. Are you working with them? Yes, you're already working with them. The part of getting over learning about this is eventually you're going to know what you're doing. Go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, that's, you know, I love that answer. Eventually, you're going to know what you're doing. So it feels to me like, you know, just stay in that energy and just play in it and be okay with it. The 2 cards I pulled was Empathic Starseed, absorbing. I don't know if you can see this. It's like she's going in through a mirror.
Right.
And so when Gail says, you know, you're stepping into that, it's yes, yeah, you are. But when you go in there, just let some of the fear and the anxiety go. And it's you're absorbing stuff that is from, I don't know, maybe it's religion or past beliefs or something. Shed that. And the second card I got is, what did I get? Golden Children. And it's trust the innocence, have fun, tenderness, and acknowledge that these gifts are they're rare, and honor that.
And they're going to be in a big time in the medical direction.
Oh,
So I don't know, Stephanie, if you're a healer, but you're going to start remembering those things because those are your gifts. You're a healer, and they're going to be coming forth. And I'm not sure if you're using those yet right now, but if you're not, I would go take a Reiki class to just jumpstart those abilities. Doesn't mean you're going to do Reiki, but if you're not already doing healing, that learning how to work with energy will jumpstart your own abilities to come out.
yeah. All right. Thank you. Suzanne, do my Pleiadian guides have a message? Well, I got to use my favorite deck then.
Which one's your favorite deck?
This one, Galactic Heritage.
Okay. It just looked like, to me, Galactic Heritage look like what are those, the psych test where you have to say what's on this card.
Yeah, the Rorschach.
Yeah, that's what that deck reminded me of.
Well, let's see.
What does this look like? What is this?
See, look at that. What is that?
Yeah, exactly.
What is that?
It looks like an amoeba with arms.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it reminded me of.
All right. Well, I pulled this up for the Rorschach, which is energy transmission, and I'm always thinking, yeah, we need to recognize that we're getting this energy transmission from, and it goes back and forth because it's a balanced relationship. And this is the Pleiades. This is the future time stream. So it's as you step more into hearing, seeing, and tapping into the energies of the our galactic pals, you're going to find yourself in a more balanced relationship
Yeah.
with them.
And Susanna, I'm getting slow down, let it all integrate into your body.
Yeah. We so often want to just get a whole bunch right now, and it would short circuit us.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes.
It would knock. I mean, I remember when I had that vertigo so bad,
Mm.
and you you tell me as I'm spinning and I'm like, I can't even walk. And you go, tell him to knock it off, to dial it down, and I'm like, you tell him I can't talk.
And then I heard 48 hours. You had to live through it for 48 hours.
Oh my gosh, I'm going, couldn't you make it 24? That was hard. That was hard. All right. I hope that helps, Suzanne.
Suzanne, she says, I don't understand. Slow down. I don't do very much laugh out loud. Well, this is to slow down for the integration. Apparently, you've gotten a big download here recently, Suzanne. So I don't know that it necessarily means physical as much as it feels like it means spiritual. Like, don't dive into something new right now, because whatever's been downloaded, you've got to let it integrate in your whole body.
Okay.
Okay. If that makes sense, Suzanne.
So I'm on another screen, so I don't see the chat. So you have to watch the chat for me.
Okay. Okay. I'll watch the chat.
Okay.
Oh, what is wrong with Danny? Look at him. Something must be wrong with. No, I'm just kidding.
Gail, I'm very sensitive. This full moon is really. I'm wearing a too small Speedo.
That's right. And having to put on a green sweater for St. Patrick's Day.
I did, and it's really warm.
It looks warm.
And the heater's on. I'm like, dang. Someone wants me to sweat.
Obviously me.
Emmy J, any messages from my galactic guys? Mary Ellen.
Okay.
Whoa. Go ahead, Gail, because I got to figure what I'm looking at here.
I'm laughing at the chat. It's what you think it is. It's saying your face is red. Talk about you, Danny.
Maybe I should turn on
for a moment.
I'm going to turn on a cool light. There. Now I'm blue.
Okay. All right. Emmy J. Okay. All right. We're going to get to Emmy J's message. Okay. I'm seeing some kind of parting, like parting of something, like going in the middle of something. It's almost like we're, Emmy J, it looks like to me we're going in the middle of something and we're discarding something. Looks like you're discarding some beliefs, discarding. It's something you're discarding in your life. So this part can take over. I'm not sure it's beliefs or if it actually can be physically in your family or friends or whatever. You're discarding half of it so this half can grow. It could even be discarding politics and letting this half grow. But it's something that you have divided in half and that you're departing and you're thinking about departing. And it looks like to me you're going to go forth with this, whatever it is that you're departing with.
Interesting.
She says friends. Okay. Well, you're on the path, MJ.
Yeah, I get equal value philosophy. And so when I read that, I went, it's splitting. So, their philosophy is theirs, yours is yours. It doesn't matter. You don't need to fight over it. I get that you are, I got cosmic midwifery and birth and expansion. So you're going to be, you're growing into something. You're going into a new direction that's going to give birth to something. Um, there's a little bit of protectiveness that you're hanging on to, that I think that
Insecurity.
yeah, it could be insecurity, or your values saying you can't be thinking that way, and so just let that go. Um, and yeah, I think it's just going on your own path and
Right.
staying in the higher vibration.
Yeah. So even the chat is going so fast, and I don't have the ability to star or bring something up.
Oh,
So whenever I see a question, it's gone by the time I want to
oh,
read. So I'll wait till the very next question, and then I'll say it. How about
late. Okay. Yeah, if you want me to star something, I'll flip over.
well, you don't have to. I'll just look at whatever. Oh, Nancy. Oh, hey, Nancy Jean. What
Mm.
what were the bright lights streaking across the universe in my space today? What were the bright lights? Well, it, in your space, or you hear Nancy Jean, in your space, is in your space like in outside your house, inside your house, while you're meditating, inside your behind your eyes. Can you give us a little more information?
Diana, oil painter. I don't know if she's in here, but she sent me a picture.
Oh yeah, she sent me that picture too. It was amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, that was really.
Well, I'm getting orbs, is what I'm getting, Nancy Jean. That's what I'm getting, orbs, and I'm seeing these little beings and those orbs. I wonder if those are elementals. Let me see if they're elementals. Yeah, they're little elementals
Yeah,
in those big orbs, um, pressing their faces against the wall, looking like they almost seem mischievous.
yeah. I get the same thing. Non-humanoid parallel. Sorry, you can't see that. Um, and their connection with her, common ground. Yeah. Nancy Jean. Of course she has little elementals.
Riding around in orbs.
Yeah.
Didn't know they rode in orbs, but they do.
Little spaceships.
Yes. All right. Well, you know that's what I saw one time, and I realized it was orb that I was riding around by myself in one that looked. They called it, I think, I felt like a capsule type thing, and I could touch the back of the wall, and I had my controls in the front, and I was moving from spaceship to spaceship in it, and then I realized that was an orb that I was in, and so I was going, oh, am I going spying on people? Can we go ride and look at people? But yeah, it was pretty fascinating.
Yeah. And you didn't feel bad that you were like this big?
I really didn't feel that I was tiny in it. I felt like I was regular size in a big capsule, in a big spaceship,
Yeah.
a one-person spaceship. And I just remember how close the walls were. Like I could touch the back of the wall sitting in my seat without turning around. And there were some controls back there that I needed to get to, and then the controls here, and it had controls. Actually, they had controls.
Really?
Yeah, this one had
Oh.
controls.
Hmm. See, it's just our perception. We get into a little teeny orb and we're normal size.
That's right. So I have no idea how big that orb was.
But fascinating, whenever I don't have controls in
In the
space.
spaceship, I don't have any controls, and these are not like controlled like a steering or anything. It was buttons that I was having to press to control.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Patricia Hernandez. Archangel Michael said that my brother can go to Astromed 1 for me to do implant removal. He is aware of this, said yes. Did I get that correct? Has that happened? Oh, that's a you question.
See, well, you can answer that too. Okay. Is your brother going to the Astromed 1 to get an implant removed? No, I'm getting a no on that, Patricia. Okay, is he going to the Astro Medical 1? That's where he's going. The Astro Medical 1, that was my specialty on the Astro Medical 1. And that's what that ship does specialize in, is removing implants, balancing the chakras, balancing the hormones, balancing the chemistry. That's where he's going, is Astro Medical 1. And has it happened? Let me see if it's already happened. Have they already done that? No. Is it going to be done with the next 48 hours? It's going to be done in the next 48 hours. So he's going to feel like a new person after this, because anytime I have done that procedure, people walk out with their vibration higher, feeling good, and can move on up to a different level of their ascension process. So it's an amazing procedure, and it's a lot of color therapy with that.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, the first card that I pulled when you said, is he doing it now? I got wait.
Yeah.
So it's a no, and as far as right now, but yeah, I do see that it's letting go of that implant, whatever that is, because I got loose in your grip, so it is falling away.
That's pretty exciting. I really liked doing that surgery. I had my own special operating room, and it looked real tropical, and then you could switch it over to different species, because like the humans and gray hybrids had different. The tropical scene was good for them, but like the reptilians needed a more arid type of scene, so that was kind of fun. Changing
Cool.
the scenery there.
Cool.
With a button, just with buttons. Oh, let me have this. Let me have that.
Here we go. All right, Teresa, are the reptilians manipulating the world U.S. government? Oh,
I bet I get that question at least once a month. and okay, there's different types of reptilians. So first off, you have to narrow all that down. Reptilians cannot be all put in one category. We have the snakes, the dinosaur-looking ones, the lizard-looking ones. We have all sorts of different kind of reptilians that fit in that category, and there's so many of them that are good. And if it wasn't for the reptilians, we would not have developed our fight and flight ability, which has made us survive. So we're really have to hand it to them or thank them for that which they have given us to survive, the species to survive. Now, are they in the U.S. government? Yes, they are. Are they manipulating the U.S. government? Yes, they are. And so, but they are losing their power every day because of the more of the light workers are coming out. So they are losing their power on a daily basis. So eventually they will not be here. White Dragon's a big part of getting rid of them, but they are in the U.S. government. And it doesn't mean that it's all bad. They are participating in also the preventing of the nuclear weapons being used. So there is some good there too. So there are some yes and no and maybes, but each one has to be individualized. And when I started doing all this stuff, I had to have everything categorized. This is what the Arcturians do. This is what the Reptilians do. And Pleiadians, and it just does not work like that.
yeah. Yeah.
So, Danny, what do you have on that one?
I agree with you 100%.
You don't have anything to add?
I don't. I have nothing to add because you have said it so perfectly.
Okay, well, good.
Okay, so here's one, and this will probably be the last. Well, maybe we have time for one more. How do we find our star families?
Well, the easiest way, Shelley, is, of course, to see who you're connected to But if you don't know who your star family is, I mean, I can read on that. But a good way of finding out all about your galactic connections is doing a Starseed Astrology chart. And I'm trying to think of people who do that. What is her name? There's people that do the astrology chart. Oh, what is her name? There's different people that do
Well,
it.
there's a couple, and I'm not sure.
If they're doing it now or not. I know. Oh,
Ascension Playground.
yeah. What's her name? Ascension Playground. What's is her name? That's who I'm trying to think of because I think she's still doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I can't. I'm drawing a blank on it.
But her YouTube channel is Ascension Playground, and she does the astrology charts. And
Oh
if
my gosh.
all the different contacts, because we usually just don't have one contact, but getting down to the original one, it looks like to me yours, Shelley, is the Lyrans. Lyrans are spelled Lyrans. They are the cat people, and it looks like that's your origination. I get a huge yes on that. It says Shelley, look up the Lyrans, Lyrans, the cat people, and that is who your star families are. Now the Lyrans came in about 18 months ago, came in really hard, and we each all have one now that is one of our guides because they're helping the light workers help the planet ascend. And they have come in about 18 months ago and have gone to each one of us, and we all have one now.
Yeah.
AnneMarie, you're currently in a timeout. What does that mean? I must have missed something in the conversation.
What did I push her? Or did I put her in timeout by mistake?
She wouldn't have been able to post anything if she was in a real timeout.
Oh,
She's just joking.
okay. The other one is AnneMarie Imology.
Oh, there you go. Is AnneMarie still doing it?
I don't know if she is or not.
Because her YouTube channel's not up anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, I think she goes under a different name or something.
Okay, she's changed it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've missed it.
Yeah. So, and I'm trying to find, gosh, it drives me nuts that I can't remember her name.
I know the one who's the founder of all that. I don't remember her name either. And I don't even think it's called Starseed Astrology anymore. I think it has a different name.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I got mine done, and the thing that I found with it, it's that it just gave me a springboard to jump off and to start doing a lot of research and reading up on some of these. Some of the star seeds that they say, oh, you have a lot in here. When I'd start reading on it, I'd go, oh yeah, that sounds really right. And then there were some that were a little more distant, and I go, well, they're probably not being as influential in my life at this moment, at this time.
Right.
So I think that we activate different parts of our awareness and, I don't know, DNA or whatever, starseed DNA that we need for our particular path in life.
Yeah, because part of it, mine, when I was a Nocturian, I was in the military as a Nocturian, and I don't really like seeing that much, but I do have to pull that out when I'm going after some negative entity.
Yeah.
So there are parts of that you are like, I know that's there, but I really don't like pulling that out. Yeah.
Did you ever spar with White Dragon in a past life?
No, White Dragon and I've always worked as a team.
Okay.
As a lot of things, yeah.
I'm just
thinking. But I went more the medical, and he's gone more the military. But yeah. We have worked on quite several projects together as a team.
Yeah. I was just stirring things up.
It was nothing to stir up.
Well, I was trying. I know there's nothing, but that doesn't mean I can't try. All right. Listen, this has been great. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, everybody, for in the chat. This is always fun.
Yes, it is. As always,
Going,
well, going to some in a different direction, especially for you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and one of the things that we talk about a lot is that this is all done without drugs.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
it's so great. So when we get into this meditative,
We don't need the drugs. Look what we're
oh,
doing.
no, we get into these meditative states, and when we let our minds really open up to the expansiveness of who we are, what we're all about, and just not put any limits on it, it gets wild. It's so fun. So anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you. And
One more thing, Sally. Yes, I do private readings. Just email me, and I do a few of them. So go ahead and email me at drgailstarseed@gmail.com.
yeah. And Patricia, if you want, you can try drugs, but I find that it really inhibits.
Well, I mean, the ayahuasca people use. I've never even ventured there.
Yeah, and
Don't need it.
yeah, right. When I was doing, when I was in Arizona, there was a lot of the peyote, people doing the peyote for this spiritual access. And now it's ayahuasca. And for someone who is very Irish and who has a little bit of an addictive personality,
Right.
I try to stay away from that kind of stuff. So, but I think, because I think with ayahuasca, it is now such a hip and trendy thing to do. Will Smith talked about him doing it 12 times
Yeah.
before he smacked the guy in the Academy Awards. And I'm going, you may be missing something here. And I find that you can't just go do a vacation to Costa Rica or Peru to do an ayahuasca ceremony. It feels like to me, for my truth, it would be studying with a shaman
Oh,
and
yeah.
really working that. And then when you're ready, which may take 6 months to a year to 2 years before you do that ayahuasca. That's just my perception of it. Somebody else may say something totally different.
The way I would do it would be going down to Peru
Yeah,
to do it with those people,
right,
those shamans.
right. And I would. I mean, maybe I'm wrong with it, but I have a big.
Think I need it. I just don't think I need it.
Yeah, right.
I don't think you need it either. I mean, some people do need it, but
Yeah.
that's not. I just don't think I need.
No.
I think so. Not my thing.
Yeah. All right. And Patricia said she's just kidding. Oh, yeah, right. As if I believe that.
And I believe I was seeing Gail. I am in Wilmington, North Carolina, so I'm only a couple of hours from Raleigh.
Oh yeah, you're getting those big storms that Missouri just got.
That we just had.
My hillbilly brother was hanging on for dear life.
I don't think we got it as bad as they did.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you all. Thank you, Gail. Bye bye, everybody.
Bye.